A detour, briefly, before we get going. Beauty is only scalp deep. You're either a brave man or a fool, friend, to be wandering the streets of Limsa today, what with a slasher of fishermen's bottom on the loose. You've not heard? There's a madman about. Why, it said he brandishes blades so long and sharp that they could gut a whale. No one's seen any blood yet, but that hasn't stopped the rumors from sending shivers up spines in every alehouse in town. That you're still standing before me tells me you don't scare as easily as the rest. Perhaps you could assist with the investigation. To start with, you might want to look into that scream I just heard outside. Scream? Well, where could that be? Right over there, it looks like. We're back in the Limsa. Shouldn't just call it the Mensa. It's like people just calling me Long Point. Please, the given name. A disgruntled madam and a flustered man. What are you waiting for? That's him, the slasher. Apprehend him, toss him in gaol. Is that pronounced jail? I do like gaol. And throw away the key. Or gut him and feed his lifeless body to the sharks for all I care. Just do something. Woe is me. What did I do to deserve this cruel fate? For 6 moons I saved every last gill of my husband's hard-earned wage, foregoing new shoes, a new purse, sometimes even food for the children, all in anticipation of this day. What's so special about today, you ask? Why, today marks the arrival of a world-renowned aesthetician in Limsa. My endless patience and self-control would be rewarded with a hair-raising transformation that would have every fashion-conscious Leminson oohing and eyeing in admiration. Instead, I find myself accosted by this lecherous lout. Speaking of which, weren't you going to do something about this? Go ahead, have your way with him. I doubt he has anything to say for himself. Doubt the flustered man. Maybe we could speak to him? I mean, he has the power of speech. Oh, the ignominy of it all. Of course you take her side. For shame is there not one sympathetic ear in this entire nation. An artiste of my renown should be welcomed with open arms and a 21-cannon salute. Instead, I am branded a criminal, the tools of my trade, nay, extensions of my very soul ripped unceremoniously from my person like barnacles from the side of a frigate. I will not last long in my weakened state. No, even as we speak, the world around me grows dim. With my dying breaths, I speak unto you 3 names, 3 kind souls who may yet put right what has gone so frightfully wrong. Forge Master Hananza of Naldik and Vimelis, Guildmaster Beatine of the Gridanian Carpenters Guild, and Severian at the Alchemists Guild in Ulda. If there is an ounce of compassion in you, seek them out, and tell them Jean Delane sent you. My soul is restored, and my name rightfully cleared of all of Limsa, nay, the entire realm will sing your praises, for I, Jean Delane, am none other than DS. DS. Seems in a bad way. Speak with Hananta of the Armorers and Blacksmiths Guild in Limsa. Seems to be our first stop. Let's pop over there, why don't we? Hey, it's Hananza. Jean Delane sent you. Let me guess, the barmy fool's lost his tools, pardon me, the appendages of his very soul again, and is thrashing and tossing like the end of days is nigh. The man brings it on himself. If he toned down the theatrics and went about his work like an earnest craftsman, I dare say he'd save himself these misunderstandings. No, I've not a whit of sympathy for the fool. You, though, have my pity indeed for having to play audience to his whinging. Any road, this should shut him up for a while. Tell him if he loses these, I'll graft the next pair into his bloody hands. Now, off to Gridania. Woods with us. Here we go. Looked like the place we were headed was right next to our landing zone. Already, we crossed the knot. Hello, Edel. Someday we'll be back to do your side quests in a very, very long time. Beatine. Message from Jondelin, you say, so he's lost another one. Oh, does a man not understand that wood doesn't simply grow on, or it does, at least in a manner of speaking, but the fact remains that our resources are in scarce supply. For all his flowery words of his tools were truly an extension of his very being. One would think he'd find a way to hold on to them for more than a fortnight or two. Jean Delen's skills are not to be doubted, but his temperament leaves much to be desired. Still, it is not my place to judge. Take this to him, and let us both hope that he will right his ways. They seem to admire his work if they're keeping him in stuff, not even making us do favors for it. Oh, this one's so far from the drop point. Well, I'll see you when I've walked there, across the hive of Ul'dah. Here we are in the Alchemist's Guild, thankfully quite close to an aetherite, or Ethernet node. Severian, you've come on behalf of Jean Delen. Why, I just furnished him with a fresh batch of my special creations last week. I realize the man's services are in demand, but it will be physically impossible for him to exhaust the entire supply so soon. Stolen, you say? An unfortunate turn of events indeed, if not entirely unexpected. You see, the man is something of a genius, and genius is often misunderstood by modest minds. Trust me as I speak from extensive personal experience. Yes, great minds must band together in trying times, lest the realm be deprived of our talents. Fucking John Galt over here. And so I command you, deliver this parcel to Jean Delen with all speed. Yes, sir. As you say, sir. You're a true wit, sir. A glorious mind. Take me away from here. Thank you. You ever think Limsa Minsa looks a little bit like it belongs on a mini golf course? It's not the most striking of the cities when you take it in certain ways, is it? Can we get where we're going through this doorway here? I had to admire the miniature windmill. Here's our buddy, Jean Delen. C'est vraiment beau. Te revoir. If there is an ounce of compassion in you, friend, I beg of you, retrieve for me the tools of my trade. For I am nothing other than Jean Delen. Yes. Package from Ananza, a sealed parcel that from the sound of it houses a metallic implement of some sort. Parcel containing a piece of woodwork. Parcel containing assorted files of varicolored liquids. Hand them on over. Could this be? Yes, I feel it. The light returns to my eyes. Power courses through my fingers. I live. Ting! And as I live, this unspeakable embodiment of ugliness must die. Begone, foul demon. Aye. The blades. Look what she's become. And so I ask, how do you feel, madame? Why, it's as if in but a single magnificent moment I traveled beyond the void and returned to life as the embodiment of all that is beautiful in this world. Could it be? Yes, it must. How else to explain such power? You are the one whose coming was foretold. You, yes, you are the aesthetician. In the flesh, madame, Jean Delen, crafter of coiffures so divine that mon finer self doth begrudge my clientele their beauty. But let us speak of you, madame. For a moment ago stood a fashion challenge frump, now there stands a beauty reborn. We really had comedy Frenchmen missing from our lives around here. Huh? And you are the one I must thank for reviving my soul, that I might once again bestow my gifts on the realm bereft of beauty, a kindness I intend to repay in full. Do you fear that your own hairstyle is becoming passé? Fear the specter of ugliness is threatening to consume you? Fear not, friend, for it shall not survive my wrath. Yes, practice your art, Jean Delen. extraordinarily anime. Ooh, we emerge unchanged. Erwin is baffled by all of this. When does Erwin ever truly understand the things going on around him? As the Madame before you, as this very rare column from an abyss of unfathomable trapness, you shall rise anew. Well, thank you. Mes clients have been known to make reservation moons, no even years in advance, but you shall know no such troubles. No, for proving a staunch ally to good taste when understand a blind eye. Was it Louis l'aveugle? I gladly place myself at your beck and call. Yes, the next time you find yourself plagued by aesthetic ennui, you need only ring the crystal bell from the comfort of any inn room at which you have taken up lodgings. Yes. Jean d'Alain jalesse into the scene. Yes, in a flash, this dreary, uninspired life you've hitherto known shall end. Shall travel to the realm beyond, and return to us as a beauty reborn. I give you this as a token of the trust between us. Treasure it, for it is the key to a world of aesthetic wonders ordinary men shall never know. Les gens communs ne reconnaîtront jamais. Oh, Master Jondelin, do come back. I've not made my next appointment. Jondelin is good. I appreciate him. It's good to love what you do, don't you think? We're gonna get Jondelin's token. A note of a promise received from Jondelin can be redeemed for a single visit from the aesthetician. Very good. Aesthetician. We've been calling him flamboyant, okay. For a mere 2,000 gil, whenever you feel like a change, Jondelin is your man. Is this an inn over here? Can I enter in space from here? But Darren's not the one, right? Yeah, we want to talk to my Tezen. What can I do for you this fine day? Should we talk to Darren before we leave? Have a nice rest. This is funny to you. This is life and death, sir. What's the bed for? Ooh, I can log out here. Ring the bell, please. Summon the aesthetician. It is a barber pole on there, isn't it? Do we get to see Jondelin? Yes, we do, with his powerful vibes. As the once did his very realm from the darkest depths of unseemly ugliness shall you rise anew. Prepare yourself. Préparez-vous. While customizing your appearance, you'll be unable to communicate with players and engage in other activities. Thank you. I appreciate the warning. You will be locked away. Whoa, Jondelin, you stripped us down and you fucking, like, hermetically sealed us in this chamber. There was so much sunlight before. Les chevaux ne survivent pas le soleil direct. Il faut être très noir. Est-ce qu'on dit noir? Remember, bright and dark. So, we're actually looking for a hairstyle that we just unlocked. Which I believe is this one. How can I see its name, though? Is that the one? How do I see your name, Mr. Hairstyle? I think it was this one, though. It was called... What was it called? Rainmaker. And I'm not sure that this was it. It was close to this, but it has a little bit more... God, that fucking pompadour is vile. How do we see our new hairstyle? There's just so many options, you know. Where is the Rainmaker? Is it that one? And are we looking for... No, this looks like... No, that's just a top knot. Surely these things should show their names. How could you ever keep track otherwise? I mean, I think the way you keep track is by being a nightmare person who has fully memorized all of the hairstyles of Final Fantasy. Is this it? Because this has like Geralt vibes that are just not really what I'm looking for. Maybe I didn't unlock it. Maybe it's just sitting in my inventory. Can I check my inventory? No. Let's see. I thought I did. But perhaps I did not, because in this UI it's just sitting at the very end. When your star begins to dim, you need only send for Jean Dalen till we meet again. Yeah, it's very nice to see you, Jean Dalen. Modern Aesthetics Rainmaker. I indeed had not unlocked it. Pay no attention to the fucking triple triad cards. There's no way that any of this stuff came from the Golden Goose. Oh, as once very realm, prepare yourself. Let's see. Okay, now we can actually do what we intended and find this bonkers ass hairstyle. This is real. Oh, of course it does. It has big chocobo energy. How could it not? Do we want to use it? Because I'm like considering taking some shots of this boy. But I don't really want to wear that for that, but I can always just change it back when I get around to doing that. And for now, it might be fun to just be off the fucking wall. Do we want to get rid of the white streak as well? We could go to like just a aggressively blonde streak. We could have the black tips, which is pretty cool, a little vivid. Probably makes it a little, I don't know, would it be harder to see through that? I'm not sure. What if we just go like ultra gold or like a red? Brown. Doesn't stand out as well, does it? What if we inverted it though? We went like that. Nah, that's not the vibe. The same gold we had before, or was it another one of them? What if... Nah, Erwin should keep his fucking white. His fully, what's the word I'm looking for? Distinguished white. There we go. So what else could we change here if we wanted to? We could change his eyebrow type. Are we unsatisfied with our eyebrows? If they displease us, we should pluck them from our face. That's like a softer heroine. Softer might not be so bad. What if we do that? Other features? Yeah, right now we got a really bona fide face. I like that guy. Oh, we could just remove our eyebrows. I like the eyeliner. Yeah, we can lightly debone our face. Why not? It's really the chin one that disturbs me in as much as any do. And also the fact that this is just like a plate of bone that is not really attached to the skull. Also worrying. I mean, I guess it kind of makes it look like I didn't even realize it wasn't attached to the face basically at all. That seems like it must be potentially flaky. You just snap it off like it's a little cracker or something there. Heroin, you're going to be snacking on your plates. It's just normal. They're like a sort of keratiny material. I don't think any of that's true. I think it's a flaky bone that's quite hard, but that can be removed by a skilled esthetician. All intriguing thoughts, and of course canon because I'm having them. You can also clear up his dough spots. I do quite like the dough spots though. We know that Erwin has an innocence to him, in spite of the harsh world that he lives in. Make them black though. Black is kind of cute. Make them gold. Doesn't really stand out against his skin, you know. And the white spots are solid. Alright. Let's enjoy. Yeah, just 2,000 gil will do. I don't need to worry about these tokes. Where once stood the disheveled shell of a man, now shines a beauty reborn. C'est la renaissance de nos chevaux. Okay. So from there, I think we had an urgent mission to depart on, didn't we? We've probably let it age long enough. I'd like to resume this chapter if I could, and head out to meet a couple of persistent characters out at the airship. Oh, that's a long way from fucking anywhere, isn't it? Good thing we can fly. Take me away. Take me away. Here we are. It's almost not worth pausing during that 2-second load screen, but just kind of a habit at this point to try to remove those loads as much as possible. Hello. You got nothing to say up here on Gull Perch Tower? What I wouldn't give to be down there. Damn it, I wasn't reading fast enough. I choose to believe he said doing some shopping. Let it be so. So is this... Oh, wow. Big bone. So one of the ways that crystals manifest, if we ever get around to doing some readings from the Encyclopedia, or Zia will read more about this, but one of the ways crystals manifest is through sudden death. So being murdered can generate a crystal, although I think it's more often things like natural disasters that just kill particularly powerful creatures, or battlefields where there are mass death events. But that can cause ether to crystallize instead of returning to the flow. Hello, airship crewman. The duty calls. Well, we have got very easy on our side. It's always very welcome. Oh, we probably should have turned the music on for this. Oops. They do have specific music cues inside cutscenes. It was discussed at the fan festival. Not necessarily the case at this point in the game, but I guess in times when there's a little bit less of a looping quality, we may hear more of that. An adventurer, what are you doing out here? No, wait. Let's find some cover first. These guys probably deserve voices, but what's left in our library? And not a German character in a while. Was that torturously embarrassing? Maelstrom Command sent you. How do I know you're not an Imperial spy? You don't even have a uniform. Should he be... I don't have a good Snake, but I bet I could do something evocative of Snake. Be at ease, sir. We are of the Maelstrom. You're a Garland Ironworks engineer, yes? One of our lookouts reported the attack on your craft. We're here to rescue you. You must be Erwin. Hey, you knew me. Good work on reaching our friend here before the Imperials. The unbearable silence. I've never seen a craft of this design. Is this the... It must be Garland's work. Is there no end to the man's treachery? The secrets of Magitech belong in Imperial hands. They are not to be squandered on Eorzean savages. That's fair. We are taking this craft back to the fortress. Dismantle it if you must, and bring the engineer. Someone must pay for Garland's crimes. That's right, we can't have unpaid for crimes. Scouting party from Castrum Occidens, I'd say. Seems they want your ship, engineer. Wedge, you have to help him. That fool of a Lalafell was hiding inside the tiny Bronco. The tiny Bronco? Isn't that the new design people have been whispering about? No, it's from Final Fantasy VII. It's the first airship we built since the Calamity. The first since Master Garland. Well, since he went missing. After years of work, she was finally ready for her first test flight. She was soaring, she really was, till those bastards blasted her out of the sky. Alright, pay attention. We're going to hit these Imperials hard and fast. If they want a souvenir from Eorzea, they can have a knife in the gut. But they're not getting that ship. Oh, and, don't forget to save the Lalafell. What say you, Erwin? Ready to give those curs a hiding? I think this earring, I guess we do show earrings, like a tidal wave, lads. Charge. We have now pre-ordered Endwalker, which gave us another ambush to arms. It is quite late. It is later than you think. Very exciting stuff. Wait, what? Where's my powers? My bar has changed. This is not my correct bar. That's not what F and Shift F are supposed to be. Why has this changed? Have my beautiful binds been busted? I can't have them busting my beautiful binds. Total Eclipse is F, not fucking Provoke. What are you talking about, you weird people? Circle of Scorn. No, that's that one. We don't have it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, my binds all got broke. That's very strange. I cannot think why that would have happened. Savages, you cannot stand against the might of the Empire. This has gone on long enough. Excuse me, exterminate these barbarians. Teach them the futility of resistance. It's the Magitech Vanguard. I'm not even getting my rotation right here. Oh, it's because my rotation, just the basic rotation, has also been fucked up. I was hitting fight or flight. Jesus, why is it so screwed up? I wonder if these bars... I did switch to Red Mage briefly. I don't know. Riot Blade. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's just those two. We can hit F to do our AoE, of course. I wonder if the AoE hits harder than the 1-2 combo. No, not against a single target. Cut down this big robot. Is that our voice? We deserve a more sonorous voice. Yeah. Got like young Link vibes. Bags! Wedge, you should have stayed with the ship. That was a close one. Too damn close. So how's she look anyway? The auxiliary propeller is a dead loss, but I think we can wring enough thrust from the main propeller to get us airborne. A few minor modifications and we should be able to fly the tiny Bronco home. We'll stand watch over until the ship is ready to take off. The Imperials will come looking for their scouts eventually, but I doubt they'll get here for a good while yet. Erwin, you're free to return to Maelstrom Command and complete your induction. Ordinarily, I'd ask you to stay, but I think we'd all feel better knowing an adventurer of your ability was safely sworn in and ready for the next mission. Rest assured, I'll inform Command that you're part of the part you played today. I, just wanted to say sorry, you know, for calling you an Imperial spy and all that. Got that one wrong, didn't I? Seriously, though, if it hadn't been for you and the Maelstrom lads there, we'd be chained up in a dungeon by now. I mean, you're dead, friend. We both are. Wedge. Thank you. We're very grateful. We'll see where we can go. My buddy Violet is a very powerful Duke Nukem. I am living in their shadow. We need more lines from Wedge, I think, to shake that one out. So, Personal Officer at Maelstrom Command. That's right, back over here. Let's head. Are you ready, gang? Here goes. Up to the aft castle. Thinking about Kate Wirtz and Ass Castle. Kate Wirtz, a woman of many sorrows. Hey, Storm Personnel Officer. Welcome back, Erwin. I just heard the report. You needn't be concerned about the engineers. They completed their return trip without further Imperial interference. I must admit I had my doubts at first, but it seems the stories about you are true. I look forward to seeing what else you're capable of, after you're properly inducted into the Maelstrom, of course. Now, speaking of your induction... Induct me, Captain. Somebody was laughing at the concept that we might be inducted. Let us start afresh, shall we? Was I taking an oath before? Wasn't paying that much attention. You are welcome here. You are welcome here, Long Point Erwin. That such a well-respected adventurer would choose to join our ranks is most heartening. Before you swear your allegiance to us, though, it is only right that I tell you exactly what it is that you will be joining. Wait. Oh, Among Us just tweeted about Palestine. Good for them. A grand company is more than simply a collection of soldiers. It is an all-encompassing organization which draws upon the resources of an entire city-state to form a unified military force capable of standing against a nation's deadliest enemies. We of the Maelstrom are charged with meeting the threats posed by the Primals and the Garlean Empire, and solving the many problems caused by the calamity. Every man and woman who serves under our colors has a role to play in keeping the great warship that is Limsa Lominsa afloat, and on whatever heading Chief Admiral Merle Blurfishman sees fit to set. We're probably going to have to learn to pronounce her name. As part of this grand vessel's crew, you'll be expected to take your turn at the oars, for the winds do not look favorable, lad, and strength of arm may be all that sees us safe to port. I hope you can't hear those fucking cops. If I've lost you with the talk of ship and oar, let me put it another way. A Maelstrom soldier labors till his last breath, fights till his last drop of blood. We give our all in service to this nation, and no less is expected of you. Erwin, it is customary for new recruits to swear an oath of their own choosing upon entering the Maelstrom's ranks. Is there aught you'd like to say? You will have my sword till sea swallows all. What skills I have are yours till sea swallows all, and will follow the Admiral to the very bottom of the abyss. Yeah, you'll have my sword, sure. Jesus Christ, fuck off, cops. And I have no doubt we'll need it. Keep your weapons close to hand, lad. Long Point Erwin, I hereby assign you the rank of Storm Private 3rd Class. You are now officially a soldier of the Maelstrom. Welcome aboard, Private. May you serve Limsa Lominsa well till the sea swallows all. So, are we aware of climate change in this world? We're not really burning a lot of fossil fuels that I can see. We seem to mostly burn soul matter, which I believe was the core conflict, at least the core material conflict in Final Fantasy VII. Can you hear me, Long Point? This is Minfilia. I should look up what M sounds like. It's been a while. Judy Dench. An officer of the Maelstrom contacted me with the news of your enlistment. My congratulations, Private Erwin. I have no doubt you are eager to make the acquaintance of your new comrades, but I would ask that you pay a visit to your old ones first. Remember that you are now a man of the storm, you are no less a scion. Pray return to the Waking Sands at your earliest convenience. There are some friends here whom I would very much like you to meet. We shall be waiting. No rest for the wicked, eh? Before you make yourself scarce, I recommend having a word with Commander Riki. Might be worth your while. Do I have to, though, or can I just go? Because I hope to make a little progress here. And I don't know. Yep, hey Riki, you may now accept the quest My Little Chocobo. Quest must be completed in order to proceed to the end of the main story scenario. God damn it. Are they going to make me do it here in the fucking replay? Maelstrom. Storm Private 3rd Class. Delivery missions unlocked. They are going to let me skip it, thank goodness. I mean, I guess it could have been interesting. I don't remember it being all that fascinating. Unlocking it for combat was such a, you know, anticlimax. You'd think that training a bird for war would be more exciting. Are we ready? No need to trouble you with this bit. Here I am again in waking sands. Empire from old down to thin lane. Anyway, wow, it is late. Beginning to lose my mind. Ida and Papalaimo. Following the calamity, each nation's armed forces underwent large-scale restructuring centered upon its grand company. In Gridania, the Order of the Twin Adders absorbed both the Wood Whalers and the God's Quiver, while the Laminsons enacted the complete merger of the Maelstrom and the Knights of the Barracuda. Ul'dah is the odd nation out, having made no notable changes to its armed forces. As before, and in the spirit of the Sultanate, each entity retains a certain degree of independence. Ida, you've got... Oh, you do have something to share. Let me see if I have this right. You're an adventurer who's a scion and a storm? Golly, how do you keep track of everything? Must be fun pairing up with lots of different people, though. Me, I'm always with Papalaimo. Come to think of it, why am I always with Papalaimo? Appreciate your friends. Hey, Thancred.
The incident with the traitor still weighs heavily on everyone's minds, the Flame Generals most of all. And although he cannot be expected to know what evil lurks in the hearts of every man under his command, the revelation is nevertheless a devastating blow to his authority. Even so, it warrants saying that you should not let this tragedy color your opinion of the man. In all my years working for the Flame General, I've never had reason to doubt his capacity to lead.
Cool. I appreciate your telling me that the man, well, whatever. Seems like a pretty significant intelligence breach. Aren't you CIA? You should take this seriously, but I guess since you're CIA, you won't. Brennan. Hey, ain't you the lad that rode that boat into Limsa Laminsa with me? It is you, ain't it? Ah, glad to see you found a good home. What am I doing here? Well, I heard tell one of me brothers came through not long ago. Looks like I just missed him, though. Ain't seen either one of them since the calamity. Didn't even know they were still alive. But after running into folk who swore they knew me time and again, I reckon they had to be out there somewhere. I've been traveling and peddling in the hopes I'd find my brothers ever since. You see a fellow who looks like me, let him know Brennan's looking for him, won't you? Looking everywhere, I guess. Ishtola, it's a pleasure to see you again. We'll continue to focus our efforts on investigating the primals. The Amanja are not the only tribe that succeeded in summoning its deity. Ranger. Oh, this is fucking, what's his name, isn't it? Wait, I can't conjure his voice to mind, neither his voice nor his name, as well as I know it.
Fate shall be thy guide. When our purposes become one, once again shall our paths lead here. Our city of learning is now naught but shadows. Ere the light of dawn breaketh, shall we follow whither the sand blows. Oof. Quality falls off sharply when it's so late. Leovine, have we met somewhere before? You must be quite the accomplished adventurer to be welcomed into these halls. Me? No one's ever expected much of me, and so far I've done a fine job of living down to their expectations. So what the fuck are you doing here? Una Tayun. I've been chatting with Persevanes, and we both swear there was another member of our crew. Still ain't figured out a way to prove who he was, but just you wait and see. Won't be long before everyone sees us for the heroes we is. They must be saying that they knew a warrior of light. Maybe it was us. The armor mender, is it just repair bullshit? We might as well repair our bullshit. Repairing gear. Yep. Each item has class and level restrictions on who can repair it. That's for player repairs. Scion Supplyin', huh? Ooh, the Waking Sands orchestration role. Bunch of potes, matter for repairs, I think not. Ehrenwald. Here you pledge yourself to a grand company. Me? I don't think I could do it. I never feel like one of them, no matter what the recruiters say. Ollie, not sure I grasp the purpose of these remembrance ceremonies. Whether you remember or rewrite the past, what does it matter? It isn't as though you can repeat it. Our present-day enemies ought to serve as sufficient motivation, don't you think? The only lesson I believe we should take from the calamity is that the far greater threats will appear. Falling apart. I think a lot about the way that people think about the past. Sign of the Seventh Dawn. Welcome back, Longpoint. Lady Benfilia awaits you within. Everyone else is named, but this lady is just her job. Has the same job as everybody else has. Welcome back. Seems like you wasted no time putting your skills to work. How do I know? Why, the recruitment officer called me to regale me with the tale of your heroics. The pride in his voice was palpable. Why does he have a link shell? We Scions are truly fortunate to have you with us, Longpoint. When we last spoke, I said that I wanted you to meet some friends, did I not? I neglected to mention that you have already met. Tataru, please show them in. It's these children. This way, sirs. Oh, it's these boys. Alright. Thanks again for getting us out of that mess. We owe you our lives. But I don't think we've properly introduced ourselves. I'm Biggs. And I'm... God's man, spit it out, will you? Wedge, at your service. At your service. Pleased to say that Biggs and Wedge will be staying with us for a while. Oh, lots of opportunity to work on those, huh? Magitech-driven contraptions such as airships grow ever more vital to the city-state of Eorzea. As a neutral party, it was judged that we Scions should serve as the keepers of this technology. Of course, for this we needed the knowledge of experts, and so we requested the assistance of Garland Ironworks, who very kindly sent us 2 of their finest engineers. Our happy family continues to grow. On behalf of the Scions, I bid you welcome to the Waking Sands. Like every soul here. I love Eorzea. Count myself blessed to have been given this chance to stand with you all and fight for the future of this realm. Never have I known such fulfillment, such happiness. Quest complete. How about chapter complete? Was that the completion of a chapter? Nope, self-management. Oops. Benfilia needs you to investigate the selves. Alright, so that suggests there's still a ways to go in chapter 2.
Now, having set aside the formalities, we have a favor to ask of you.
Oh, yes?
Urianger, have the documents arrived from the students of Baldessian?
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
What's his name? I can't believe I can't. Gideon Emery, there we go.
We have conducted a study at the behest of the Order of the Twin Adder.
The Curious Serpent.
Papalimo, Ida, a synopsis if you would.
We're always summarizing things together.
Our task was to survey the behavior of the Sylphs, a beast tribe indigenous to the Twelveswood.
Oh, how to describe them. They look like gisselcreens, floating ones, that worship the primal Ramu.
Seems like a respectful way to describe a thinking being.
Though technically a beast tribe, Sylphs are blessed with a comparatively personable demeanor.
Why don't we go into how that
conducive
technicality
to
is
peaceful
arrived at?
communication.
Totally arbitrarily.
Offering us an invaluable opportunity to learn what the beast tribes know of the primals.
These folks talk, you could
While
just be
Ramu's
kind to
existence
them.
is well documented, the Sylphs do not, or perhaps cannot, summon the primal any longer, insofar as can be ascertained. Until such time as we know, it would be unwise to assume that the threat posed by the primal has passed.
Ramu's an intimidating
Which leaves
figure. He's
Gridania
got
with the
beard.
added worry of not knowing what they should be worrying about.
Meta.
In that regard, they are hardly alone. What we can say with absolute certainty is that Gridania has its hands full fending off Garuda.
Who's Garuda
Who, I need
again?
hardly remind you,
Oh,
is
okay.
among the most savage and terrible of all known primals.
Well, thank you for immediately answering my question.
In short, it is essential that we approach the sylphs in as diplomatic a manner as possible.
I've been saying this.
Words and actions can be misconstrued. The only sure way to communicate our intentions is the echo.
Oh yeah, instead of showing,
Winning
you know,
the sylphs' favor may well bring us a step closer to mitigating the threat of the primals. Will you help us?
ma'am, I think that maybe demonstrating
I
goodwill,
am grateful.
some material outreach.
Lovely. Well, as much as I'd like to help, I'm afraid I would be of little use to anyone in Gridania. A veritable babe in the woods.
Thancred, your being a babe is your only
Ida and
use.
Papalimo, however, should be able to see the forest for the trees. Is that not so, Minfilia?
This game's dialogue
Indeed.
is so goofy and
You are
very
willing?
good.
Leave it to me.
Let's go out
Us,
with these
Ida,
two.
us!
What's the name of those Star Wars folks who all wear veils because they're all too force thinking? Alright, well this seems to be the start of a whole new journey. I'd like to call it a new chapter, except that the chapter's length is advertised right there. And I don't think this is a new one. I think this will be the final component of the second one. So let's go ahead and just call it there, and I will make my way to bed at a reasonable hour, but obviously not before I've begun losing the power of speech. Let's face down aphasia with sleep juice. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Nice sword, dude. This reminds me of that sword that I generated with an AI the other day. Do you have an image of that? Have an image of that? No, we don't. Maybe next time we'll bring out an image of the blue bloodborne sword. I have no idea what I'm talking about at this point. Good night. See you soon.